Hey y'all, what's up? It's Friday, so I'm gonna keep it black, but I'm gonna keep it brief. Everybody, gird your loins. They're coming for our social media apps. On Wednesday, the House came together to make, yet again, some more decisions for us that we didn't ask them to. But this time, it was about TikTok. Yes, if you haven't been tapped in like me, because I gave up social media for Lent, both sides of the aisle have been going head to head in a years-long battle to get TikTok banned from the US. Besides exposing us to the cat distribution system, how to make sourdough one-on-one, makeup trends, get ready with me's, and basically becoming a competitor for both YouTube and Google on accident, the app has become a resource for a wealth of information from creators like me and misinformation from creators like, I ain't gonna say no names. But they're saying it's less about the content and more about who owns it. TikTok is 100% owned by a Chinese company called ByteDance, and the FBI is up in arms about it. They say that TikTok poses a national security threat seemingly because the Chinese Communist Party has a huge influence over private corporations in China like ByteDance. And because of this, and concerns about influencing the American vote, and there it is, both the Trump and Biden administrations have made moves to limit the app's use. But wasn't Trump trying to let Russia? Let's move on. Before banning the app, they tried to force ByteDance to sell TikTok's US version to an American company, to which they said, absolutely not. But they did at least agree to send all American user data through Oracle's cloud infrastructure, which meant they would no longer have free reign over American users' data. But of course, Americans are greedy, so we didn't stop there. Montana tried to pop it off last year with a total ban on the app, but a federal judge blocked said ban. And what's worse is we heard Joseph say that if legislation came across his desk to ban TikTok, he would sign it. And this week, they came back to the table to vote on forcing somebody else in another country to divest from TikTok. And how you do that? So now our use of the app will basically be determined on whether ByteDance wants to sell to an American company. And I feel like they already said no, so what are we talking about? And yeah, y'all can talk about a possible national security threat all you want. But what we know for sure is going to happen is a severe strike to the ways in which American people receive and disseminate information every day. And I think that's exactly the point, everybody. In recent history, TikTok and Twitter have been the most effective sources of circulating information about what's actually happening in the continental US and the world. Don't nobody watch the news no more, and maybe that's also why they mad. They talking about TikTok traffic moving to Instagram so the Democrat who runs it can make us see what he wants us to see. But big news, i.e. Fox, CNN, MSNBC, all owned by corporations, all owned by people who have no issue warping the media to push their own agendas, do that shit every day, B. Just think back to what they told us was happening in Gaza versus what we saw with our own eyes. It took TikToks, it took tweets or X's or whatever the hell to uncover the literal other side of the story that we were not seeing. And that's not new. Twitter has been an outlet for journalists for years. It's been an outlet for community for years. It's been a forum for us to talk about issues like this for years, even though the people on Twitter are also mean. Yeah, they're kind of hateful over there. Twitter, and especially Black Twitter, can be genius, but it can also be brutal. New York is currently hedging a lawsuit against Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, and YouTube for fueling a mental health crisis amongst young people. And while they're not wrong in the slightest, the timing of it all makes it very difficult to believe the motives to be altruistic when we are in an era where our information platforms are under attack. But that's not to say they don't deserve critique. Hulu's got an upcoming docuseries called Black Twitter, A People's History, that's meant to detail the birth, rise, and backlash of Black Twitter specifically. But some are saying it's a little untimely considering the shape the app is in itself. Under Elon Musk, it's gone to shit for many reasons, but he himself has spearheaded changes like eliminating article headlines from tweets and removing verified checkmarks from anyone who doesn't pay for a Twitter premium, making it harder for us to determine who's who and whose tweets should be taken as fact, which is terrible considering that Twitter is where a lot of us are actively learning and expanding our political awareness. In 2020, the Pew Research Center conducted a study on the impact of social media as a political outlet. 45% of Black Americans reported that they had used social media to encourage others to take action on issues that were important to them. 76% of Black Americans feel that social media helps them give a voice to underrepresented groups. And 65% says social media makes it easier to hold powerful people accountable for their actions. So they're out here banning books, restructuring education, putting parameters on what we can talk about in school, and now TikTok, and now the internet streets. The question is, what are y'all gonna do about it? Y'all still on Fanbase?